Guys, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Nanki Bhalla. I am physiotherapist working in this university for more than 15 years. I did my master's in neurology from SBS PGI, and I have done my doctorate in neurology in hand function in stroke. I wrote a book on early intervention home-based management. As you all guys have studied biomechanics, it is not a new subject for you. What is the name of the topic or the subject we are going to learn here? Please tell me. What is the subject? What is your subject? Please tell me. Do you know what subject I am teaching you? Is it biomechanics? Please read your syllabus. Please read your syllabus. Okay, I'll help you out. Now you have already done. Now what was the logic behind doing it again? Whatever you have done is basically the anatomy part of it. Now you all guys have a good in-depth knowledge about anatomy. Fine. Now we will be looking into the kinesiology part of it. Kinesiology part means the functional part. Now coming back, before I introduce this term to you, let me see your knowledge about your biomechanics. Can you please tell me what is biomechanics? Basic body कैसे move कर रही है? Okay, body movement. Okay, yes. Can you help him?
Movement of body at what plane, what axis?
Movement of body at planes and axis. Okay.
Type of movement.
Okay. Can you add, please?
Movement and what range of motion.
Going into depth. What does this mean? You will be ending up, after doing these course of 2 years, you will be ending up teaching a faculty or teaching a group of students. How you will make them understand what is biomechanics if you have started using different terms and everything? Will it be easy for any child to understand? So I am asking, what is the basic definition of biomechanics? What does biomechanics as a layman person? Kaman, you can help? Mechanisms in body structures. Okay. Body structures, that is joints and okay. Anything to add?
Human body और mechanism में जो उसके joints और muscle के functions, basically उसमें क्या function हो रहा है? Muscles का क्या function हो रहा है?
Mechanics.
क्या
Okay. Yes, you can.
Forces कैसे act कर रही है? Human body ये जो भी parts.
Okay, that is, now if I can say, if a layman, हम second year में पढ़ते हैं, we study in the second year of BPT, what is biomechanics is, bio is leading to a biological structures, and mechanics which we deal is with physics. So how do we define that is, it is application of principles of physics on the human body or human biological structures. Biological structures can be of all the living organisms. Now we have to be very much specific. Can it be this? Application of principles of physics on anatomical structures. If I write it like this, of body. What are these anatomical structures? As he told, it can be muscles, it can be skeletal system, it can be nervous system, it can be fascias. We are applying these principles. What are these principles? These principles are, as she told, forces. So basically we are studying how these forces act on these body structures. This is the subject of biomechanics. This is the subject of biomechanics. Fine. Application of principles of physics, principles of mechanics on the anatomical structures of human body is the study of biomechanics. Now, if I can say this, now what is this term? You are all aware of these terms. These are not new for you. Are they new for you? No. Now, can you please tell me what is this flowchart about?
स्टैटिक है, डायनामिक है, तो फिर उस पे अगर डायनामिक है तो उसमें काइनेटिक मूवमेंट हो रही है, काइनेटिक मूवमेंट रोलिंग हो रही है, ग्लाइडिंग हो रही है, स्लाइडिंग हो रही है, कौन सी प्लेन पे हो रही है, काइनेटिक हो रही है.
What is static? Stationary movements. What is dynamic? The movements which have motions. ठीक है, a body which is moving. They can be studied both through kinetics and kinematics. They can be studied through kinetics and kinematics. What does this mean? We have studied in all these joints the static position also, the static stabilizers, the dynamic stabilizers. What all we studied? We studied basically the forces which were acting, which were responsible for the movement to happen, that is the internal force or the force, internal forces, friction, gravity, line of mass, which was acting, as well as the kinematic forces which describe the motion in force vectors. In force vectors. Do you remember force vectors? Resolution, law of parallelograms. Do you remember that? Yes, you remember that. That all comes in kinematics. Now, can you tell? अब उसको वापस से बोलिए. Kinematics क्या है?
ग्लाइडिंग हो, स्लाइडिंग हो.
Can you define kinematics, Nikhil? Pravleen? Aman? मुस्कान? मुझे जब अभी याद है यह नाम. लवप्रीत? Kinetics explain कर दे. Kinetics movement? Movement in motion? Movement with motion? Yes, I have. वो kinetics होता है. When we study about the forces which are acting and which are responsible, it comes under kinetics. We are describing a movement. Description of movement without consideration of forces is kinematics. As he told, the type of movements. What are the types of movement we did? Types of movement. Translatory movement. Movement in a straight line. Rotatory movement. Torque. वो फोर्स की बात हो गई. लेकिन मूवमेंट की बात क्या होगी? रोटेटरी मूवमेंट. कर्वीलिनियर पाथ किया था. 3D मोशन, 2D motions. What are 3D motions, 2D motions? Ideally, our movement is 2D and 3D motion, भाई. ठीक है? It is all 2D motions. We don't have a single axis. It is instantaneous axis changes with the movement. The translatory and the rotatory movement, it keeps on changing. So that is the type of motion. Now, what is the direction of motion? Now, kinematics, it describes what? The motion. It describes the motion in the form of what type of motion it is happening, whether it is rotatory, whether it is translatory, whether it is curvilinear, 3D motion, 2D motion. It describes the position of motion, where the motion is happening. In which axis and in which plane it is happening? What are axes? What are axes? A line, imaginary line around which the movement is taking place is normal axis. Fine. So what kind of an axis do we have? We have got 3 axes and 3 axes and 3 planes. Now can we see, are we clear with the axes and planes? Now what are the 3 axes? Harjinder will tell us.
Vertical axis, horizontal axis.
We have x-axis, y-axis and z-axis for a 3D motion to happen. Fine. If you can name those axes as coronal or vertical or AP, that is up to you. But if you can remember it as x, y and z, it is very much clear. Now depending on the axis, we have planes. Now why these axes are there? This axis, our importance of axis is it tells us about the degree of freedom a joint has. A degree of freedom a joint has. Okay? If it is only having one axis, x-axis, the degree of freedom will be only 2. If it is having 2 axes, that is x and y axis, the degree of freedom will be 4. And if it is working on x, y and z axis, the degree of freedom will be like a. Is this clear? Now what are the planes? I always tell planes or describe plane in this method only, and it gives clarity for the whole class. Just giving you a revision to that. Now if you consider this as a box, this is a box. My old students will just remember that. We have done this in the class of itself. Imagine this is a box. Fine. Now this is the roof. If this roof starts coming down, it will divide my body into what? Into 2 halves. A plane which divides the body into upper half and lower half is transverse plane. And what axis it will work? Vertical axis. Is this clear? Everyone is with me in this? Fine. Now imagine yourself this wall coming and passing through my body. What will happen now? My body will be divided into the right and the left. The right half and the left half. This becomes the sagittal plane. And the axis will be, this is the plane, the axis will pass like this. The axis should pass like this. Okay, that will be a coronal axis or a frontal axis. Don't get confused, it is also called as x-axis. Bachcho. Transverse plane, y-axis, vertical axis is the y-axis, and the coronal one is the x-axis. Don't worry about it. You can put it as x, y or z. It is up to you to understand the fact. Fine. And if I bring this wall, how will this wall pass me? It will divide my body into front and back. Aage aur piche. This is called frontal plane. And the axis will be the z-axis. The axis will be the z-axis. Is this clear? The axis and planes are clear? Now, if with this axis and plane, now I can describe a motion. What will happen in cases of transverse plane and vertical axis? What will happen here? What will happen here? Please raise your hand and give me answers. What will happen here? I want all to participate. अमन आप बताएंगे क्या होगा इसमें? अगर ट्रांसवर्स प्लेन है और वर्टिकल वाई एक्सिस है तो बॉडी कैसे डिवाइड हुई? अपर एंड डाउन में. अब इसमें कौन सी मोशन हो सकती है? विच मोशन इज पॉसिबल हियर? इस प्लेन में कौन सी मोशन हो सकती है? दिस इज द प्लेन. This is the plane. What motion is happening here? Or this motion? What is happening? करके देखो. Yes, please. Yes, please. Rotatory motion will be possible over here. Rotatory motion of all the joints except for pronation and supination. Everything is possible here. Fine. नहीं समझ में आया? आया कि नहीं आया? नहीं आया? Rotatory motion is possible here. Okay, now this is the rotation. Now can you see I am rotating? Now at which plane I am rotating? रोटेशन कहाँ हो रही थी? अगर मैं यहाँ एक सरफेस बना लूं और जो मेरे अपर हाफ एंड लोअर हाफ को डिवाइड कर रहा है, तो द रोटेशन इज वेयर? हाउ इट इज हैपनिंग? इट इज हैपनिंग एट दिस प्लेन. It is happening at this plane. So this is the motion is possible. In this plane I cannot move like this. I cannot move like this. I can only move is rotate. अगर मेरे धड़ को काट दिया जाए तो मेरा धड़ कैसे मूव करेगा? सिर्फ घूम सकता है, आगे पीछे भी नहीं हो सकता, साइड भी नहीं ले सकता, तो मूव कैसे करेगा? सिर्फ रोटेट कर सकता है. ट्राई टू अज्यूम योरसेल्फ इन दैट सिचुएशन. दैट इज व्हाई दिस वॉल इज गिवन. अपने आप को उस पॉइंट पे लेके आओ एंड देन यू ट्राई टू सी वेयर इन विच एक्सेस व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ मूवमेंट इज पॉसिबल. फाइन. You can use your hand also, rotatory movement. This movement is happening only in, अगर ये हाफ से कट गया तब ये मूवमेंट यही कर सकता है. ना ये आगे जा पाएगा, ना पीछे जा पाएगा, ना बाहर जा पाएगा, ना अंदर जा पाएगा. तो ये सिर्फ इतना ही कर पाएगा इस प्लेन में. समझ में आया? गॉट इट? ना उसी प्लेन के अंदर अगर मैं सिजाइटल प्लेन की बात करूं तो क्या मूवमेंट हो पा रहा है? आर यू विद मी इन दिस? नो. इफ यू आर नॉट, प्लीज रेज योर हैंड. इफ यू आर नॉट, प्लीज रेज योर हैंड. जो न्यू स्टूडेंट्स हैं, आर यू able to get me? Now what will happen in sagittal plane? In sagittal plane the body was divided into this. Now if this is the plane where the body has been divided, the movement which is possible is, got it? This plane, the movement will be flexion and extension. Now if the body is divided like this in the frontal plane, the movement which is possible is, ये plane में कौन सी movement हो रही है? देख, इस मूवमेंट पे यही हो सकता है, इस पे फ्लेक्शन एक्सटेंशन तो नहीं हो सकता. फ्लेक्शन एक्सटेंशन के लिए मुझे सजाइटल प्लेन पे ही जाना पड़ेगा. इज दिस क्लियर? फाइन अमन. सो दिस इज विद kinetics. I can describe the motion at the position of motion, type of motion, direction of motion, magnitude of motion. अब मेरे मोशन का मैग्नीट्यूड कैसे हम बता सकते हैं? हाउ कैन वी डिस्क्राइब द मोशन? मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ मोशन, it is 0 to 90 degree. It is 90 to 180 degree. It is through the range of motion I can describe the magnitude of motion which is happening. Fine. It is the range of motion, and then I can also tell you the rate at which the motion is taking place through speed. We can say that. Fine. Through speed and acceleration I can tell you at which rate the motion is taking place. So all these things, are we describing anything in related to force here? We are only describing the motion. So kinematic is a pure science which deals with describing a human body motion. Don't look into the definitions. Try to understand the definitions at master level. We don't expect you to mug your things and then write. We expect you to understand your things and write. Fine. Your definition will be different from his. Fine. But it should be, you should be able to tell me what you understand from the term. Fine. So all the forces which are acting, it is a description of forces which are responsible for the body at rest or the body in motion. ये दोनों के लिए है. ये forces की बात कर रहा है. नाउ द बॉडी एट रेस्ट के लिए फोर्सेस क्या होंगे? फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स, ग्रेविटी, एंड द बॉडी इन मोशन के inertia. Which law of inertia will be for the second or third law or first law? First law किसके लिए होता है? What is the importance of first law? Newton's law.
Body will stay in the rest until it by external force.
External force. So it describes the body in which state? Static state. Whereas the second and the third law describes the body in dynamic state. This is the importance. You know everything, you have already studied everything. Now you need to interpret the thing and see where these laws are applicable, where we are applying these laws. You will be hereby asked the significance of the laws in biomechanics. Fine. Now coming to this, we have to study kinesiology. Now what is kinesiology? It is also called, isko band karna. It is also called functional biomechanics. The other name of kinesiology is functional biomechanics. What is functional biomechanics? Now have you guys seen cricket or games? अभी Olympics चल रहे हैं. कोई है interest? Boys को interest है? So do you see during the game they analyze the body mechanics, how the ball was thrown, what was the speed of the ball, what was the force at which it was thrown. It was analysis. Now basically it is the study of human body during various activities. It is the study of human body during various functional activities. That is why it is called as functional biomechanics. Now what was the difference here in these and this? This itself is a branch जिसमें मास्टर्स होती है. Kinesiology. What activities? It is basically into three fields. We study a body when it is doing various functional activities, which we do also. Sometimes we are not able to assess a person or able to grab what is the problem with the person. So what we do, we try to see where you like to see your chair, where you sit, and then you have a problem. I like to see your chair first. Do we ask? Sometimes if the person is having a problem, I have a problem only when I am sitting in this chair, whereas when I am sitting in other chairs, I find it comfortable. My aches only come in when I am sitting in this chair. So you like to say, I like to see this chair first. What is this? You are trying to subjectively find out what method through observation. हम इसको observation method भी कहते हैं. I like to observe the person during the functional activities through observation. It can be observation, it can be through video. The person may be very far away from my place, so I'll ask him to place a video and show it to me the next day. It can be through video analysis, or it can be you might be coming to your seniors or with your teachers. Ma'am, this is such kind of a case and I am not able to grab the problem in it. So we need to have a discussion. So what you try to do is, you have a good observation, you have an expert advice, you have a videographic analysis. This all comes in subjective form of analysis of functional mechanics. One branch हम कर रहे हैं. Do we do it in our clinics? We somehow once in a while हम करते हैं. Once in a while अब clinical case discussions के अंदर हम use करते हैं. कर रहे हैं? Okay. Now the second method is the objective method. This is also which we do it in the clinics when we ask you to bring the case studies. How do you objective and examine the person while doing activities? Through different scales. Okay. Other than that, through dynamometer, through EMG, we try to do it through various tests. Do we have tests? We have got special tests. We have got biomechanical tests. What are the biomechanical tests we have? Q angles, genu varum, genu valgum, flat foot, navicular drop, foot angle, elbow angle, cubitus varus and valgus. याद आ गए? So these are all these are objective way of analysis. Now the third is the predictive way. The predictive way. In this way also, we have gait analysis. If we ask the person to walk, there will be sensors around which will tell you the angle. We can use instruments also for the assessment for that. Okay? Now what about this predictive analysis? Differential diagnosis. No, we don't go for predictive. We cover ourselves in subjective and objective. We don't go on predictive. Predictive is when you have not seen or studied any human being in that kind of a functional activity and you predict that this will be the response of a human being or a human segment in this activity, during this activity. That is, you simulate. You try to simulate. You make a computer, you make a memory, or you make a computer simulator and try to place the human body in that situation. And then you have seen simulators. देखे हुए हैं आप सबने साइंस सिटी में देखे होंगे, देखे हैं ना सबने. So this is basically, it is recording of the human body or response during various functional activity. So this is what you see when you see in your, during the games, the analysis has been done. One analysis is the motion and another analysis is which a coach uses for his athlete's performance to improve. If this fellow is about to come, if he is able to strike this ball in this form, it will be mechanical advantage and less cost effective as compared to the shot he was doing. This is called the predictive, and nowadays in every sports we are doing this. It is called predictive kinesiology, predictive way of foreseeing the injury is going to happen. You can predict this injury will happen. So you can take a preventive measure before the things happen. This is what we are going to study about kinesiology. So our aim today of this subject is biomechanics and its application in various activities which we need to see in detail. Fine. So how do you want us to continue?